start for the dictionary. Okay. Let me open the Jupyter notebook. We are going to continue within the same sheet, or let's say same Jupyter notebook as that of the previous one. So the Jupyter notebook name was comprehensions. Okay. So let me give you the brief overview what all we have covered till now, and then we will be starting with the new topic of today, which is dictionary comprehension. Okay. Let me scroll this down. Okay, I can see that I have also given you one homework. Okay, so we will solve this homework first and then we'll later jump into the dictionary comprehension. Okay, so what was the comprehension? Later, I have given you the idea or the brief definition that comprehensions are nothing. But whenever you want to shorten your program, whenever you want to write the program within a few lines and let's say reduce the lines of code, then you can take the help of comprehension. Okay. So comprehension in a Python, as you can see, we have also written the definition, is a concise way to create new list or dictionary based on the pre-existing iterable objects. Okay. So pre-existing iterable objects means what? Any iterable object you can put. Okay. But as of now, we are trying to ignore string. We will see how we can create for the string. Okay. So let's talk about the list. So as I told you, the comprehension we can perform for every iterable, right? What all iterables we are having? We are having list, we are having tuple, we are having set, and then we are having dictionary. Okay, so understand one thing, that for list and dictionary, we are going to perform the comprehension. For tuple, we cannot perform because you guys know that tuples are immutable in nature. So you guys already had one idea that how we can create the comprehensions. We have to declare the bracket and we have to make manipulations inside those brackets. So we cannot do the similar thing with the tuple. That's why we cannot perform tuple comprehension. Set comprehension we can do, but as you guys again know that we are having the different properties for the set, right? So that's why we cannot also perform set comprehension. Okay. So since these two are not possible, we are going to take these two in account and we'll try to understand how we can create comprehension for list and dictionary. Yeah, in the previous lecture, I have also given you the idea that there are different implementation and the shuffling of the declaration of conditional statement inside the list comprehension. Okay. So this is the basic list comprehension, as you guys can see, which we are in which we are using the for loop. And in the first place, we are taking the help of the output. Okay. Similarly, if you guys can see, we have also declared one for loop. Okay. And this is the printing statement of the for loop. And this is your empty list, right? So what I have told you that you can write this similar program within a single line with the help of comprehension. So we have seen different type of comprehension. Let's say list comprehension with if without else statement, list comprehension with if with else statement. Okay, now there is one more implementation. You must be thinking that what about if else? Okay, so whenever you are having the conditions of if else, we usually write that outside the comprehension. Okay, so let's not go there. Let's stick to these two only implementations of the list comprehension. We have seen some of the program related to this comprehension as well. And by the end of this topic, I have also given you the idea that whenever you are going to use if else, previously we were writing if and else after the for loop, right? Now here in this case, we are going to write if and else before the for loop because it is the combo of if and else. When there is only if, you can write after the for loop as well, no problem. Okay. Now you can see I have given you one homework, right? You are having two lists. Perform the product of a respective index position of those lists and give the answer in the format of list itself. Okay. We can solve this program with the help of normal list comprehension. Also, you can also write the normal program as well. Since I'm saying normal program, which means the usual one, for loop one. Okay. So I'm going to write the normal program first and later we'll try to convert that into list comprehension. Okay. As you guys are very new to this topic, that's why few of the questions I'm going to solve like this only. And later we will directly jump into the comprehension part without even touching the normal programming. Okay. So let me write down. We have to pick up their respective index position and we have to perform the product of it. Okay. So simply I'm going to write for I in list underscore one. That is how we write the for loop, basic one. But as I can see, I have to pick both of the list at a time. Okay. So for picking both of the list at a time, can I simply write list underscore two as well? Since all of my iterations are going to get saved in the temporary variable I, I'm going to choose another temporary variable j and I am going to write the value here of j. Let's say all of my temporary variables will get stored here in the j variable. Since my job is done, I want the answer to be printed in the format of list. Again, I am choosing one empty list. Okay, or let's say the empty list name is list of product. In this list, we are going to append the product of two numbers respective to their index position. Now, what we have to do, I am going to simply write list of product dot append I multiply j. Okay, so for the first iteration, I will capture the value of list 1 as 2. For first iteration, j will capture the value of list 2 as 2 again. So I is carrying 2, which is of list 1. J is carrying 2, which is of list 2. We have to perform the product of these two numbers, which is 2 cross 2. And we have to append that inside the empty list. Now this is nothing but your 4. The answer will be 4. We don't want answer to get printed one by one for every iteration. We want final list to be there, right? So I'm going to write the final list and I'm going to print the final list outside the for loop like this. Running it. Okay. See, one major thing we missed here. We have to enclose this inside the zip built-in function. Then only it is going to work. That was the concept all about, right? So this is the major mistake which I have done. I'm suggesting you guys not to do the same. What we have to do, we have to take the help of for loop along with the zip built-in function. Okay. So since you are going to take zip built-in function, it will capture the value of list 1 and list 2 together and save that in the empty list of product. Okay. Once this is done, now you can finally print the list of product and it will give you the answer like this. So 2 cross 2, 4, 3 cross 4, 12, 4 cross 10, 40. Like that, it is going to perform product of every two combinations present inside the list and will give you the final answer like this. Okay. Once this is done, what is the next thing which we have to do? We have to understand dictionary comprehension. Okay, so this is all about your list comprehension. I'll give you some questions as in first we will discuss the dictionary comprehension and we'll try to solve some of the questions based on the dictionary and list comprehension both. Okay, so let me give you the heading. The heading is dictionary comprehension. Let me clear all the drawings. Now guys, understand that as the name changes, okay, list comprehension means we were creating list based on the previous iterables, right? Or pre-existing iterables. Dictionary comprehension means we are going to create dictionary based on the pre-existing different iterables. Understand that your list declaration is very normal, which means the element which we declare inside the list is simply like this, separated with commas, okay? But whenever I want to declare elements or objects inside the dictionary, it is always going to be there in the format of key value pair. Okay. So since we are having key value pair, we have to modify the comprehension thing. Okay. So this is the normal program, guys. Sorry, I missed it. I have to convert this in comprehension as well. My bad. I missed it. Okay. Let's convert this program into the comprehension and then we will jump into the dictionary comprehension topic. Okay. Let's modify this similar program with the help of list comprehension. Very easy. Simply, I'm declaring the value of list. Okay. So simply we have to declare one variable name, which is, just a minute. Okay. So the name of my list, I'm going to simply write list, let's say underscore new. Okay. Now what I have to do, I have to perform comprehension inside it. Okay. So for performing comprehension, can I simply write for I comma j in zip of list underscore one comma list underscore two, right? This is how similarly the previous loop is written as well. No difference and no change. We just need to replicate the same looping thing here. Okay. That's why comprehensions are very easy to understand because it is nothing new to write inside the comprehension. All the concepts are similar and familiar. It's just the placement of the concept inside the square bracket for the list comprehension. Now, this is a for loop you guys have written inside the square bracket. Now, you want output inside this list. Okay. So, you always know that whenever we want to print the output or paste the output, it should always be in the first place or front place of the list. So, what is my output? Can I simply write I multiply j? So, each time your for loop is going to run, it is going to capture some value of I, some value of j, and I'm placing this inside the list. That too in the output section. Now, if you print the list of new, you will see the answer like this. So previously you can see previous list name was list of product. Here the list name is list of new and we are having the exact similar answer for both of them. No rocket science. Now, similarly, we are going to talk about dictionary comprehension. Okay. So as that's what I told you. Let's see how the creation of dictionary with the help of iteratives without comprehension going to work. Okay. So I'm just simply writing creation of dictionary without comprehension. Okay. Without comprehension means which we are going to write the normal program for the dictionary, for the creation of dictionary. Okay. So I'm just picking up these two lists, or let's say only one list like this. Okay. Now, what is the concept, or let's say, what is the problem which we are going to solve with the help of this list? This is going to be our list. How my dictionary is going to look like? Wait a minute. My dictionary will look like this. Let's say the element of list one will be the key, and the square of that element will be the value. The second element is going to be the key of this dictionary, and the value is going to be the square of that key. Okay, so we are picking up all the elements of the list one by one, making it key of the dictionary, and meanwhile, the respective value of that key is nothing but the square of that key. Okay, now here you can see we are having 4. The square of 4 is nothing but 16. We are having 5. Square of 5 is nothing but 25. We have 6. Square of 6 is nothing but 36. So that's how my final dictionary should look like. Okay. This we are not going to create with the help of comprehension. We are going to create it normally first. Later, we will convert it into comprehension. Okay. So now let me erase the drawing. Since we understood how it should look like, let me also give you the brief output here so that will not get confused. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, and 6 square is 36. So this is how my output dictionary should look like. So let's try and create this first with the help of normal program. And later we will convert this into the dictionary comprehension. So for creation of this with the help of normal program, we need to understand one thing. We need to understand one thing, that again we will be needing the for loop. Okay. So I'm simply writing for loop here. Let's say for I in list underscore one. Okay. The next thing, let me give you the brief idea. Although we have already covered the concept of dictionary, but maybe just for the quick reference, I am giving it to you. This is your dictionary. Okay. Consider this is your dictionary. Dict underscore one. This is your dictionary. If you want to, let's say, extract any of the element out of this dictionary, how you are going to do this? First, you have to simply mention the name of the dictionary. Then you have to mention the key. That will give you the value. If you want to insert something into this dictionary, what you're going to do? Simply have to mention the key, and with the help of equals to, you can assign the value to that dictionary. Now, if you look into your dictionary, it is going to look like this, right? So again, we are going to choose similarly. Previously we were using the empty list. Here we are going to use empty dictionary. How we are going to append the values in the empty dictionary? In the case of list, that was happening with the help of dot append method. Here in the case of dictionary, we are directly going to write things like this. Okay, to make the let's say to make key value gets inserted inside the dictionary. Okay, so let's talk about this. I'm simply running the for loop. Okay, so for I, oh sorry, my bad, we have already written this here. For I in list of one, let's declare one empty dictionary already so that we can come back here and append the values inside it. Do not forget, this is your dictionary, which means the bracket should be curly ones. Okay, so for I in list underscore one, simply writing dict of answer. Inside that, I'm going to mention I, that is going to be my key, is equals to I ka square. Okay, because that's what we have to create dictionary all about. We are going to pick up the values of the list, place them inside as the key, and we have to assign the value to it, right? And what is the value? The square of the key. That's why we are writing I to the power 2. Once this is done, do we need to do anything? No. Simply come out of the for loop and write your final dictionary name like this. Run it. We can see. Is it creating the similar dictionary as that of the above? Yes. Okay. How this is happening? First, we have created the empty dictionary. To append the values inside the empty dictionary along with every new iteration, we have written this particular statement and printing the final dictionary out of the for loop. So this is how dictionary comprehension is going to take a part. This is the normal for loop concept, right? Now later we are going to convert this into the dictionary comprehension. Let me just erase this, all of the explanations which I have given to you guys for the dictionary. Now I'm going to convert this into the comprehension. So before converting this into the comprehension, let me give you the syntax, how we can write dictionary comprehension. Okay, so I'm simply writing the syntax of dictionary comprehension. First, you have to give the name to your dictionary, whatever variable name you want to. Later, you have to decide what type of comprehension you are doing. Dictionary one, mention the bracket for that suitable data type, which means the curly one. Once you end up mentioning the bracket, what is the next thing? Running off the for loop. For I and iterable, and it is going to depend since you are going to work with two lists. So your for loop is going to be different. Since you're going to work with single list, your for loop is again going to be different now. Okay. Once you're done writing the for loop, now you have to come in the front of the bracket and you have to select how you can write the output. So the output in the case of dictionary is going to be sorry, I colon whatever. Let's say I ka square. So as you guys understand that it is nothing but key value pair, right? So we have to mention that inside the dictionary in that format only. My output should be looking the similar as that of the elements or objects present inside the dictionary. Key colon value, somewhat like this. So this is how your syntax is going to be. Whatever you want to write in the key section, mention in the first place. Put one colon. Whatever you want to write in the value section, mention that thing. Okay, so this is the syntax of dictionary comprehension. Now, I'm going to simply convert this above program into the dictionary comprehension so that we can reduce the lines of code and we can write the similar program within a single line. Okay, how come we can do that? Simply mention the name of the dictionary, whatever name you want to give. Decide what kind of brackets, because the comprehension are different in Python, right? There are list comprehension, set comprehension, dictionary comprehension. So we are working with the dictionary comprehension. That's why we are mentioning the brackets like this. Now, once you guys are ending up mentioning the bracket, what is the next thing? Running the for loop. Simply writing for I in list underscore 1. This for loop is going to perform iteration over this list underscore 1. Once the iteration is going to happen, we have to come back into the front of the comprehension and we have to mention the output. Now, how my output is going to look like? I colon, that is going to be my key. What is going to be my value? I to the square, right? So I'm going to simply write I to the power, okay? Okay, so let's simply run this and print the final dictionary to see how comprehension is working. Simply printing dict of variable like this. Okay, so 2 colon 4, 3 colon 9, 4 16, 5 25, 6 36. How come? How this is happening? Because of the dictionary comprehension. Okay, and guys, also remember, I'm going to mention the syntax of other two implementation. It is similar to as that of your list comprehension. When I'm talking about other two implementation, which means I am saying that dictionary comprehension, if without else, okay, and dictionary comprehension for if with else. Okay, these two are the implementation. So you guys have seen the syntax for the list comprehension. It is going to be similar to that of the list comprehension. No difference. Okay. So coming back to the point, let me again give you the syntax of these two observations, or let's say these two implementation. And then we'll jump into the program section, or let's say practice section of comprehension. Okay. So dict comprehension for if without else, similar, no difference. Similarly, write the syntax, mention whatever name of the dictionary you want to give, run the for loop. Once done running the for loop, for if without else, you need to mention if with some condition. If the condition turns out to be true, then your answer is going to get printed here. Since we are not having any false statement situation here, then we can simply say that whenever the condition turns out to be true, then only your output is going to get printed. In any other case, there will be no output going to get reflected inside the dictionary. Now, the second implementation or second syntax. Dictionary comprehension. Let's say dict comprehension for if with else. Okay. Similarly, I'm mentioning the syntax of that as well. Let's say dict of name, whatever name you want to give, there is no restriction, but that should fall under the category of the rules of identifier. Mentioning the curly brackets, writing for I in iterable. Again, I'm telling you, your for loop is going to vary according to the program requirement. Once you are done mentioning this, now if with else is the concept. So come in the first place, write if and some condition. When the condition turns out to be true, we are going to print this. So I'm simply writing output for true. When the condition turns out to be true, then this output is going to get printed. But when the output is false, the else part is going to get executed and this, output will get printed. Okay. So this is the, let's say, these are the two different implementation for the dictionary comprehension. Okay. Now let's try to solve some program. Let me give you some practice questions so that we can solve it and have the better clarity of the comprehensions. Let me do one question for the dictionary comprehension. uh, let's say this is the good question. Okay, we have solved the question like this before. The question says that, let me give you in the heading format. Given the list, print the word of the list as the key of the dictionary and the last alphabet of the word as value inside the dictionary. Okay, what is the given list? The given list is this one. List given, let's say badminton, basketball, let's say kho and dancing. So let's say a list of hobbies are there. And what we have to do, we have to print these words as the key of the dictionary, whereas the last alphabet of these words as the values of the dictionary. Okay, so let's do that. Since you can read this very carefully, you guys understood the idea that it is nothing but the dictionary comprehension concept, right? So we have to create dictionary here. Chalo. So for the dictionary concept, one thing we have to do, I'm not writing the program now with a normal for loop. Okay, we are directly hopping into the comprehension section. Since we have written so many programs, we are having a good idea now how to write comprehensions. Okay, so let's hop there directly. Simply writing it down. This is new dictionary comprehension. Okay, so I'm just renaming the variable of my own choice. So dict of alpha equals to, since this is a dictionary comprehension, we have to choose curly brackets. Now, what is the next thing? The next thing is we have to run the for loop to pick up these iterations one by one. Okay. Sorry. So since I'm going to simply choose for I in list of given. Since we are going to perform iteration over this list of given, it is going to pick up the first value of I as badminton. Now coming back into the output section, what we have to print? The word as the key. What is going to be my word? I. Putting one colon because it is key value pair and they are separated. Key and values are separated with colon. So in the, let's say, output section of the value, we have to write the last alphabet of the word. So can I simply write I of -1? Since understand this thing very carefully, since first iteration is happening, it is going to pick up the value of I as badminton. Okay, no issue. So here in the place of I, badminton is going to get printed inside the dictionary. Now we have to print the last alphabet of this word as the value, which means N will look like the value of this dictionary or this respective key. So can I simply write I of -1 to fetch out the last alphabet of this badminton? Of course I can. So it is going to be I of -1 and that will give me N as the value. So here badminton is going to get printed and after the colon N is going to get printed. Getting the point? Let me erase this. Let me show you by printing dict of alpha how actually it is looking like. Can you see that? Very simple. So as you guys can see, performing comprehension is very easy. Okay. But sometimes what happen, uh, it gets complex when the complex program comes into the picture. Do you understand? As of now, we are writing very basic program. So comprehension comes into very handy when the programs are basic in nature. When the program becomes complex, when I'm saying complex means what? So many loops are coming into the picture, so many conditions are coming into the picture. So this comprehension or the program written inside these brackets will get messy. Of course, you can write it, but until or unless you will become professional while reading the Python program or codes, you won't be able to get what is actually happening inside this single line, right? If I'm going to write in explained manner and if I'm going to write in the brief manner, which one is going to be good for us? Explained manner, of course. So this is the brief manner. So if I'm going to write something complex within the brief manner, it will get difficult for us to later come back here and read the program. Okay, so to avoid such situation, we try to keep our comprehension easy. Okay, not difficult, not complex, not filled with so many conditions and loops. Okay, this is one of the basic program. Let's try to write another basic program. What is the question here for the another comprehension? Pick up n natural numbers and place that inside a list. Okay, no problem. After that, find the numbers which are less than 5 and perform the cube of that number Form the cube of that number and place the number as the key in dictionary and cube as the value in dictionary. Now, guys, if you look into the question very carefully, what is the question saying? We have to take the charge of both list and dictionary comprehension. First, we have to create the list comprehension, and with the help of that list, we have to create dictionary comprehension. Now, the value of n we are going to take from user. So this is given in the question. Okay, that int of input, enter the value of n. Okay, so what I'm suggesting, you guys can pause the session, give this one a try. Okay, after that, you can resume the session and check if the answer is matching with me or not, or you guys are getting stuck there. Okay, let's try to solve this program because this is the good concept which comes up with the combination of list comprehension and also with the dictionary comprehension. Okay, now the value of n we are already capturing while taking input from the user. Now let's create the list of that value n, list of n natural numbers till that value of n. So since this is the list comprehension, I'm simply declaring one list of natural. This is list comprehension, which means we have to choose the square brackets. Choosing the square brackets. What's the next thing? Running the for loop. Okay, I'm running the for loop. Let's say for I in range of n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Understand this thing very carefully, okay? Suppose you are asking users to enter the value here. User enter the value as 7. So you guys know that the range is going to be 0 to 7. Okay, so 0 till 6. Okay, 7 is not getting included. So if I'm going to write 7 plus 1, so 8 is going to be there. That will help me to pick the values till 7. Getting the point? That's why we are writing the range as n plus 1. Okay, by default, it is going to start from 0 and it is going to end at n plus 1 position so that we can capture the values till n. Okay, now what is going to be my output? The output we are writing here as the I. Okay, now if you want to check how your list of natural is looking, simply print it down. Now mention 8. You can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is the first section of the question which we have solved. What is the next section? The next section says that now you have to create the dictionary with the help of this list. Okay, so let's create the dictionary. Chalo, let's create the dictionary. Now, what is the dictionary which we are going to talk about? It says that we have to create a dictionary of only those numbers which are less than 5. Okay, and the numbers are going to be the key of the dictionary, whereas the values are going to be the cube of those keys. Okay, chalo, let's try to create the dictionary here. Simply writing it down, the name of the dictionary. Dict of cube. Since this is dictionary comprehension, I'm going to place them inside the curly brackets. Now I'm going to run the for loop. Where? On the list of natural. Okay. Simply writing for I in list of natural. Okay. Once you are done mentioning for I in list of natural, coming back to the place. Now you have to do one thing. Check the condition. If the values are less than 5, When it is less than 5, then only you can pick those value and perform the cube with those key. Okay. So I'm going to check the condition. Since this is if without else, that's why I'm writing the if after the for loop. Okay. So I'm simply writing if I is less than 5, then only perform I colon cube of it. Okay, what we are doing? First, we are running the for loop. We are checking the condition. When the condition turns out to be true, then only we are going to perform the cube of the value I. Okay, now if you want, you can print the dictionary cube. According to the given condition, it should start from 0 and go till 4. Okay, running this. Entering the value as 12. So it is creating the list of 12 elements. Now, since we have to create dictionary of cube, I am creating dictionary of cube till the condition where the value of I is less than 5. Okay. So understand one thing, that whatever size of list you are creating does not going to create any sort of difference while you print the answer inside the dictionary. So this is the combination of your list along with dictionary comprehension, which you guys can choose while writing the program, while doing the shortening of the program. And you can also see if I am going to write this program with, let's say, normal or traditional way, it is going to take a lot many number of lines than this comprehension statements. Okay. So what I'm suggesting, you guys can go and search in Google the website called as PyNative. Okay. So this website, and if you mention the topic like list comprehension and dictionary comprehension, that will give you the basic quiz over these two topics. You guys can solve the quiz and also try to solve the program based on the list and dictionary comprehension for your practice purpose. Okay. So till here, your basic level of the Python is done. From the next lecture, we will be starting with the functions. Very, very important topic. Very important topic. Okay. Since I'm saying very important, which means your half of the data analysis revolves around the function. Okay. So you have to be pretty much sure that you are going to understand functions a bit more clearly and try to write the functions a bit more clearly. Functions are kind of a lengthy topic. We'll be taking 4 to 5 lectures for completing that topic. Okay. So from the next lecture, your intermediate level of Python is going to start. So be prepared with that. And the last thing, which we every time do, running this program into the Visual Tutor. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm copy pasting your program right down here. I am visualizing the execution. See, it is asking me to enter the value here. I'm entering the value as 9. Submitting it. So you can see n is getting the value as 9. Run this code. Now you can see list comprehension with 0 value gets created first. Now since the for loop is going to run, it is going to capture the value one by one. Let me show you. You can see I of value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the last term. What is the return value? The list comprehension is going to return this list. Now the next, we will acknowledge that we, in the list of natural, we are having this final list. Now the next line is the dictionary comprehension. Again, getting created with the value as 0 first. Okay. Later, if I move it again and again, you will see the iterations are happening and the conditions are being checked. Okay. Once all the conditions or iterations gets done, it will give you the final dictionary like this. Okay. So this is all about your comprehensions. Next session, we will be starting with the functions. Hope you guys are enjoying the lecture. Thanks for joining. Bye.